At the wedding, the large screen suddenly flashed. Amidst the gasps from the guests, the evidence of the bride's cheating was starkly exposed, those explicit chat logs, private photos, all part of the new wedding gift I had personally prepared for her. And at that moment, her pale face and trembling hands were the most satisfying revenge for 2 years of deception, but no one knew that this revenge had been brewing for 3 months. When I discovered my fiancé and my best friend locked in an embrace, just moments away from, on our bed, my clenched fist suddenly loosened, and I instead picked up my phone, calling her most trusted best friend's phone. She said it was a mistake anyone could make, so I decided to let her know, some mistakes, you have to pay back with a lifetime. Just when everyone thought the story ended in the wedding chaos, the bride's best friend's pregnancy test and a court summons arrived at the same time. In this bloody marriage contract, no one would get away unscathed. My name is Leo Miller, and my girlfriend Chloe and I met through gaming. Chloe was both gentle and beautiful, and we felt a mutual attraction the first time we met. Before meeting Chloe, I had always followed my parents' expectations step by step, never doing anything to defy them. I had always lived in their world, without a life of my own. Until I met Chloe. She was different from me, she was free-spirited and spontaneous, lived in the moment, and believed in destiny. We connected through an online game. Initially, we just became friends after teaming up in a game. Because her gaming skills were quite good, we often team up for quests and level up together. Later, while chatting, we discovered we lived in the same city, so we arranged to meet in person. I had imagined her countless times. Maybe a shy, introverted homebody, or perhaps an idle daughter from a rich family. Meeting her shattered all my imaginations. She was the cleanest girl I had ever seen. At our first meeting, she wasn't as talkative as she was online, and was very shy and reserved. She immediately introduced herself, saying her name was Chloe, that she makes money taking photos for others, loves photography, and in college she majored in computer applications and photography technology. At the time, I laughed at her for being too formal, like a blind date, and she immediately blushed fiercely. That's right, it was just such a silly girl who enchanted the heart of this homebody. Our relationship moved quickly. After confirming we both wanted to take things further, we made it official on social media. After dating for a month, we got along well in every way. We had shared hobbies, she liked photography, I liked being photographed, and had the same view on love, so we slowly integrated into each other's lives. We were in our second year of college years then. I had a roommate, also a very close friend from my college years. His name was Jake. Before I started dating, we were inseparable every day, I had no secrets from him. After a month with Chloe, I introduced them. When they met, they were like oil and water. Jake didn't like Chloe, he thought she was two-faced, and looked like an untrustworthy person at first glance. Jake often advised me not to trust women too much. I took it all as him looking out for me. Girlfriend Chloe's attitude towards Jake was indifferent. I tried some ways to get them to get along. To change Jake's view of Chloe, I would invite him on our dates. I didn't want to grow distant from my friend over a small disagreement. So when Chloe and I went on trips, I would invite Jake along, and Chloe also invited her good best friend Sarah. During the trip, perhaps Jake saw how Chloe and I interacted. He no longer had prejudices against Chloe, and sometimes he would actively talk to her. Gradually, their relationship improved. In the days I spent with Chloe, besides the sweetness and happiness, we would occasionally have arguments. I remember once it was my birthday, and Chloe actually forgot. I felt very disappointed at the time. I remember every word Chloe said to me, every promise. She said she would celebrate my birthday differently every year. The 2 years we were together, she would give me different surprises. I was full of anticipation for this day. Even after getting off work, I went home, changed clothes, and did my hair. After graduating college, we both worked hard for our careers and rarely had the chance to date, shop, and watch movies often, like we did in college years. But on my birthday, she went shopping and got her nails done with her good best friend, as if she forgot what day it was, and didn't even spare me a glance. I called Jake. He specifically, after getting off work, bought me a birthday cake to celebrate. That night we drank a lot together. At the time, I felt lucky. Thank goodness Jake was there, otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to handle the sadness. The next day, Chloe somehow remembered and actually gave me the biggest surprise, asking me without warning if I would marry her. I excitedly agreed. Chloe was my first love. I loved her very much, and I was also very happy to tie the knot with her. Later I found out that Jake had called and scolded her. That was the only reason she remembered it was my birthday, and that's how she tried to make me happy. In the past few years with Chloe, Jake often did these things. He knew I loved Chloe very much, so after we argued, he could always find a way to get us back together. Jake was like a peacemaker in our lives, constantly maintaining the relationship between me and my girlfriend. After graduating college, because of my looks and height, by chance, I became a print model, and Chloe opened a photography studio. Also because of her photography skills, my photos went viral online, and that's how I got the chance to enter the modeling world. After I gained some fame, because of my endorsements, her studio also became popular. Slowly, we both had successful careers, and wedding planning started planning. We discussed dates and arranged for both sets of parents to meet. Both sets of parents were very satisfied. My family was very ordinary, my parents were farmers. Chloe was different, she was a local, her parents were business people, so the family condition was naturally good. And her parents always thought about Chloe's best interests. They believed as long as she liked it, it was fine. After the engagement dinner, both sets of parents set the wedding date. Chloe and I took out the savings we'd accumulated over the past 2 years, bought an apartment, didn't rely on our parents, and secured our marital home. But before we could be happy for a few days, I was just going to the new house to check on the renovations when I accidentally discovered Chloe and Jake's affair. On the large bed, they were locked in an embrace, just moments away from, interrupted by my sudden appearance. 2 pairs of eyes looked straight at me. Seeing this scene, my heart suddenly stopped for an instant. Instantly, the world went dark. Chloe saw me standing outside the doorway and quickly separated from Jake. Panic flashed across her face, and she anxiously explained, "Why did you suddenly come? Why didn't you tell me in advance?" I was enraged. I shouted at her, "If I hadn't come, how would I have seen you two having an affair here? And been kept in the dark all this time?" Jake looked at me smugly. "Chloe, why waste words on him? Since Leo Miller discovered you, there's no need to hide it from him. The truth is just as you see. Chloe and I have been together for a long time." "Shut up." Chloe seemed to still want to argue, she angrily scolded Jake. Then she said to me, "Leo, don't overthink it. Things really aren't like you imagine. We were just testing if this bed was sturdy. Besides, nothing actually happened, did it? Such an absurd reason. Wouldn't fool a child. Just treating me like an idiot." "Nothing happened? You call this nothing happened? Does it need to be catching you already in bed for it to count as something happening? Do I look ridiculous to you? Jake, I treated you as my best friend, and you backstabbed me like this." Chloe saw I couldn't calm down. She quickly pulled me aside. "I just made a mistake anyone could make, but this is just this one time. Believe me, I absolutely won't do it again, and we're also getting married." Before she finished speaking, I forcefully threw her hand aside. What a mistake anyone could make. She's still defending herself even now. I turned around and left the house. This happened the day before the wedding. I felt like I had hit rock bottom. Although I couldn't accept it, I still had to face reality. After returning home, Chloe kept calling me. I didn't answer. I never dreamed my fiancé and my best friend would do such a thing. Thinking carefully about their situation, I feared they had been having an affair for a long time. I hadn't noticed at all. In their eyes, I must have been a joke. If Jake liked her, why did he try to matchmake me and Chloe? There were countless times Chloe and I almost broke up. It was always him urging me to go make Chloe happy. Even the proposal was Jake's doing. That evening, I also received a strange text message. "If you're unhappy with her, why not be with me?" I just thought someone sent it by mistake, so I didn't pay attention. Early the next morning, she brought her parents and knocked on my home's doorway. I was somewhat surprised. I instantly understood. This was her rescue party. As soon as they entered the home, Chloe tried to take my hand. I avoided her every time. If her parents weren't there, I would have exploded and kicked her out long ago. Seeing I completely ignored her, she directly went up and forcefully linked her arm with mine. "Leo, please don't be angry anymore, okay? I already know I was wrong, I promise absolutely no next time. Can you give me a chance to make amends?" I directly pulled my hand out and said unceremoniously, "I think this wedding shouldn't happen. I see you like Jake quite a bit, why don't you marry him instead?" Chloe heard me say this. She immediately panicked. The next second, she burst into tears. "The one I love most in my heart has always been you, I truly can't be without you." Seeing her like this, my heart softened a bit. Her parents also spoke kindly on the side. It looked like Chloe hadn't told them the truth. They still thought it was just some ambiguity with Jake. Turning to me, her father said, "Leo, we've already scolded her. She keeps saying she loves you very much and insists on marrying you. Chloe is still too young. Instigated by someone else, she did something wrong. It's good that you found out in time, and she knows she was wrong. Can you give her another chance?" I didn't dare tell the two elders directly about Chloe's attempted cheating, fearing they couldn't handle it. Chloe in front of me spoke sincerely, word by word, "Leo, as long as you forgive me, I promise absolutely not to do anything foolish again." Meeting Chloe's red eyes, I hesitated a bit. After being with Chloe, she always found ways to make my parents happy. I feared I myself would have difficulty making my parents so happy. What's more, before discovering this, her goodness to me was real. I also truly liked her very much. As long as she can change and no longer contact Jake from now on. I decided to give Chloe a chance, and also give myself a chance. The person I had loved for so long, I was unwilling to just give her away like this. A week passed. Chloe really didn't give me anything else to catch her on. The wedding date was set, and invitations were sent out one after another. This day, I was decorating the wedding setup when I suddenly received a text message. It was from Jake. I was very annoyed. How dare he still contact me? He sent me a screenshot. Below it was a sentence. Why can you, from a small town, have such a good life? I truly look down on you. In college, if I hadn't helped you, would anyone have given you a second look? Why can you live better than me? Chloe loves me, I advise you to be smart and not bother her anymore. I clicked on the screenshot. Inside were Chloe and Jake's chat logs. The chat logs roughly said Chloe said marrying me was out of necessity, that I was the one who kept pestering her. In her heart, she had always loved Jake. She also said marrying me was just to save her parents' face. Jake still wouldn't give up, asking Chloe if she couldn't just not marry me. Seeing this screenshot, I almost completely broke down. What angered me was not just Jake's provocation, more importantly, it was Chloe's deception of both of us. On one hand assuring me she wouldn't contact Jake again, on the other hand, fooling Jake into believing she loved him. I didn't understand why Chloe, after clearly promising me she wouldn't contact Jake, why she twisted the truth and blamed me instead. We were clearly about to get married. Why she still wouldn't be fully committed? Anger completely suppressed my rationality at this moment. I drove directly to Chloe's house. When I arrived at her home, she was still contacting the wedding photographer. Saw me come, she was even preparing to brag to me that she had hired a top photographer. I directly pushed her to the ground. She looked at me in surprise. I didn't want to waste words with her. I directly put the phone screenshot in front of her. Her face visibly turned ugly, it was patchy. I shouted at her, "Speak. I want to see what other lies you can come up with." Chloe intended to use her previous routine. Crying, she said, "I was wrong, I was really wrong, I was infatuated. I thought I'd indulge one last time before getting married. Jake just threw himself at me. I swear I won't dare again, please forgive me one more time." This time I was completely disappointed in the person in front of me. I could no longer forgive her. I took a few steps back. She still tried to make me soft-hearted. "I really won't dare again, please forgive me, this is truly the last time. Enough, don't say anything." I couldn't listen anymore. She personally destroyed my trust. How could I possibly continue with her? "Let's break up. I'll handle this wedding mess, but you have to return the $300,000 I put into this marital home intact." After saying this, I just left. No matter how she cried and shouted behind me, I was unmoved. I dragged my heavy steps home. Just entered the house, I saw my parents preparing food for my wedding. I hesitated for a moment. I still opened my mouth with difficulty. "I'm not planning to marry Chloe anymore." My parents thought I was joking. Smiling, they said, "Were you getting cold feet before the wedding?" My heart twitched. My face slowly turned ugly. Seeing their aged faces, their faces full of joy for my upcoming marriage, I had mixed feelings. It was pressing down on me, making it hard to breathe. My hands couldn't stop trembling. I showed them the chat screenshot. They were silent for a moment. Then they smiled at me. "It's okay, it's just not getting married. You still have your parents." Hearing them say that, I felt very touched, but also felt bad. That night, Chloe also called me many times. I directly blocked her phone. That night, I drank myself drunk again. 2 years of relationship. Not being sad was a lie. I had loved this woman for so many years. I had actually never seen clearly who this person was. I laughed at myself. From when we first started dating, I had misjudged this woman. She was too good at pretending. I also believed her sweet talk, but a disguise will be seen through one day. Reality didn't even give me time to react, it just slapped me across the face. The next day, I planned to go to her house to settle things between us, but unexpectedly met her good best friend Sarah. The moment Sarah saw me, her eyes flashed with a hint of surprise. Although it was just a flash, I still caught it. My heart stirred. I had an idea in my mind. I wasn't planning to cancel the engagement with Chloe anymore. I also wanted her to taste betrayal. Didn't she want to save face so badly? I deliberately wouldn't let her have her way. After I told Chloe I forgave her, she cried with joy. Even in front of me, she blocked and deleted all of Jake's contact information. After that, I frequently visited their company. Before entering Chloe's office, I didn't forget to say hello to Sarah. After a while, Sarah's feelings for me gradually deepened. I also avoided Chloe and intentionally and unintentionally made some ambiguous gestures with Sarah. While interacting with her, I only then found out that strange text message from before was actually sent by Sarah. I felt incredible. She actually liked me since college years. But since I was her best friend's boyfriend, she kept it in her heart. She seemed to also guess what I wanted to do. She didn't expose me. After my state adjusted, using work as an excuse, I refused Chloe's request to live together and moved back home. At the same time, my relationship with Sarah progressed further, and we went all the way. When Chloe went on a business trip, I brought a bottle of red wine to the company to find Sarah. Under the influence of alcohol, Sarah and I started being intimate directly in the office. The office that should have only been the two of us, a strange noise came from it. Sarah and I separated and looked at Chloe's assistant. There wasn't much panic on my face. Sarah looked at me, then said to Chloe's assistant, "Megan, come with me for a moment." After a while, Sarah came back and told me things were all resolved. Sarah was pregnant. She found the pregnancy test stick by the sink one day. Seeing her happy look, I also smiled happily. Our wedding also sped up accordingly. On the wedding day, I stood on the balcony. My thoughts couldn't help but drift to that summer. September 1st, 2018. Central State University Freshman Orientation Day. Because of my excellent grades, as the school representative, I was arranged by the teachers in the registrar's office to help them with enrollment registration. During the whole process, one person left a deep impression on me. After that, I also had an inseparable connection with him, Jake. A generous and confident guy with big dreams. In my heart, he would definitely become a world-renowned game designer. He also had something I envied very much. That was his confidence. He had clear plans for himself. That attitude of working hard for a goal, I admired greatly. The confidence he radiated was also something I didn't have. I was from a small town, had excellent grades, and also had an outstanding appearance. I was often praised by teachers and received school recognition. This also made me inevitably subjected to jealousy from others at school. I thought entering college would be different. I didn't expect to still be targeted by others. Especially because of my background, others would always make jokes about it. And Jake was the only one who spoke up for me. That was the first time I accepted someone's kindness. This was also the catalyst for us becoming good friends. Originally, I thought our bond was unbreakable. Now destroyed by this person, my mind was racing. I still instructed the makeup artist to adjust my clothes. I followed the wedding process step by step, numbly, and walked towards the wedding hall. Looking at the woman on stage, and the friends and family sitting below, I also saw Sarah's hidden look at me. I didn't hesitate at all. I still decided to complete my revenge plan. I looked at the projection booth, where the video of our love story was playing. Chloe also looked at the screen with a smile. At this time, the lights dimmed, and everyone in the audience focused on the screen. The video was full of her and Jake's chat logs, and their private photos. And I had Jake to thank for sending these to me without reservation, otherwise, how would I have had the chance to display them? People below the stage started whispering. Some even gasped in surprise. Looking at Chloe's parents' ashen faces, I felt very happy inside. Chloe saw the video. She became completely panicked. She quickly ran to the projection booth to turn the video off, but it was too late. Looking at the helpless officiant, I snatched the microphone from his hand and said indifferently, "Everyone, I'm very sorry for taking up your time and letting you see these indecent things. I prepared this video. When I was planning to marry Chloe, I accidentally discovered my fiancé and my friend had slept together. They did these things behind my back, and still wanted to beg for my forgiveness. It's not that I didn't give Chloe a chance, but I was met with deception again. I just want everyone to see how disgusting this person is. Leo Miller, don't go too far." Before I finished speaking, Chloe with a face darkening ran onto the stage. She snatched the microphone from my hand and pushed me. Perhaps knowing their side was in the wrong, or perhaps feeling embarrassed, none of their relatives and friends spoke up, including Chloe's parents. "I was truly blind to think you were a good daughter-in-law, to treat my son like this. This wedding might as well not happen. My dad pulled me and my mom and left. You've completely disgraced our Meow family." Faintly behind me, I heard Chloe's dad's scolding voice. This wedding ultimately ended in chaos. Because I was upset, I went to the park to walk. Unexpectedly ran into those two. Holding hands ambiguously, walking around the park, stopping and going, like a couple. It was utterly disgusting. Seeing this scene, I felt utterly disgusted. Originally, I thought since we had broken up, less trouble was better. However, Jake somehow saw me. He called my name, pulled Chloe, and walked over showing her off. He held his head high and mockingly said, "Leo Miller, what good do you think doing this will do? You don't think this will ruin Chloe's reputation, do you? Now you've also become a joke. After all, Chloe is a nobody, no one pays attention, but you're not, are you? You're a model, who would want you?" I was utterly amazed by Jake's ability to twist the truth. "As you wish, I'll return your words to you as they are." I kindly introduced Chloe to Jake. He actually hooked up with my girlfriend. And knowing she was involved with someone else and pursuing her anyway. Those two, truly one more disgusting than the other. Since he thinks cheating is a perfectly normal thing, then I'll bless him. Chloe in front of Jake, still maintaining her ridiculous persona. This wedding can't happen, you just. I didn't want to listen to her nonsense anymore. I directly interrupted her. I don't want to say anything more. When are you going to return the 300,000? When we discussed marriage originally, because neither of us wanted to use money from our parents, I put in 300,000 myself. She put in 200,000. Just enough for a down payment downtown. And now we weren't getting married, we broke up. This 300,000 should rightfully be returned to me. As soon as Chloe heard me mention money, she changed her previous attitude and became polite and amiable. This apartment has already been bought, the money really can't be taken out. We can't exactly return the apartment, can we? I didn't expect her to be so shameless. How quickly she changes. For Chloe, perhaps she never loved anyone. She only loved herself. She'd entangle with whoever offered her the most benefit. Jake was just for seeking excitement. She didn't care about Jake's feelings at all. But I didn't care about these things. I asked, so, what you're saying is, the money won't be returned, right? Chloe said hesitantly, it's not that I don't want to return it, it's that there's really no way. Please understand me, anyway, we already had the wedding ceremony, so this money doesn't need to be so clearly divided. I rolled my eyes somewhat speechlessly. After going back and forth, I understood. She wouldn't return this money. Even our wedding initially was probably just about our family being willing to pay for the 300,000 for the marital home, but I found it very strange. Her family's condition shouldn't be such that they couldn't even come up with this 300,000. I no longer spoke with her. I directly took a taxi to the county records office to check on this apartment. I didn't know until I checked, and I was shocked when I checked. After our family paid the money initially, we no longer managed the apartment matters. It was all Chloe's family who were fully responsible. This apartment, my name wasn't even written on it at all. My hands couldn't help but clench into fists. She really played a good game. Equivalent to giving her 300,000 for free. Luckily, before the wedding, regarding where the money went, its purpose was clearly documented. The money through legal channels wouldn't be difficult to get back. I immediately filed a lawsuit. I had several days before the court review. I drove directly to the marital home. Since she wasn't willing to return the money, then don't blame me for being impolite. Looking at the wedding decorations still conspicuously placed in the house, without a word, I grabbed a sledgehammer and smashed them to smithereens. And those furniture, I trashed it all with paint. Seeing the utter chaos on the floor, like this broken relationship. But this is not my fault. Since she designed me for this apartment, then don't blame me for being heartless. After doing all this, I left satisfied. That evening, I received a call from an unknown number. Chloe on the phone was full of curses, calling me a scumbag, saying she should never have been with me in the first place. Listening to her furious tone, I said nothing. I just quietly hung up and also blocked this number. In the following days, my 300,000 was recovered. It should rightfully have been repaid by Chloe's family. I heard her parents knew about this and severely scolded her for being unfilial and doing such a wicked thing. Later I also learned why Chloe still wanted to marry me after we had a nasty confrontation. It was because her parents went bankrupt. If she didn't marry me, it meant the money spent before went to waste, and she also had to repay me that 300,000. I guessed Chloe kept it from me. She probably wanted to marry me and help her family pay off debts. Her parents had no fault, they were just pathetic. Burdened by Chloe, their whole family had to worry about this money. I didn't expect ultimately, it was Jake who settled things. He really is blinded by love. Still so stubborn. For his so-called love, he was willing to borrow money from friends and family to pay off her debts. I also heard they were getting married, but divorced quickly the day before the wedding. It was because the day before the wedding Jake discovered Chloe was seeing two wealthy men. What goes around comes around. This story reminds us that before getting married, you must keep your eyes wide open before getting married. After drawing a line with Chloe, my scandal was also exposed by someone with an agenda. I didn't need to think to guess Jake was behind it. Perhaps he thought this was revenge against me. But he didn't know. The reason I was willing to enter the modeling industry was actually for Chloe's career development. As long as I gained fame, only then would she have the chance to enter larger photography circles. Now I've seen Chloe's true face. After these things happened, I also understood. I didn't need to do anything to please others, I should please myself. So Jake's counterattack, I wouldn't care about it at all. Just a few days after this happened, an unexpected person actually showed up at my home. This person was Sarah. She bought many gifts and groceries to visit my parents. As soon as she entered the doorway, she came clean to my parents. Sarah, let's talk outside. I quickly spoke to stop her. I truly didn't want my parents to worry about my things again. No, I must tell everything today. Sarah released my hand. Before I had time to say anything, my parents with furrowed brows stopped me. Mr. and Mrs. Miller, the child in my belly is actually Leo's. One time we got drunk at a bar, and something accidentally happened. Originally, I didn't want to disturb Leo's life, but when I found out Leo was deceived by Chloe, that untrustworthy person, I was truly distressed. My parents hadn't reacted from the shock. Sarah directly said, Mr. and Mrs. Miller, I'm sincere. I also don't want my child to be born without a father. Seeing my parents silent, I guess they were greatly shocked. Leo, is what she said true? My dad took a deep breath and asked. Yes, it's true. I said quietly. You weren't planning to tell us about such a big thing? I just hadn't thought about how to say it. I mumbled. Since that's the case, you two go get married legally tomorrow. My dad threw down the sentence, then entered his room. Huh? I was too surprised to speak. I thought I would be severely scolded. I looked deeply at the woman in front of me. She seemed to be considering me. She didn't even say I had actively pursued her. After that day, I really quickly got married legally with Sarah. We didn't hold a wedding ceremony. Instead, we went on a honeymoon. She and Chloe felt very different. She was mature and thoughtful. I didn't dwell on whether we got married because of the child or because of love. Compatibility might be more important than being in love.